Dan, I'm going to ask you to take the tilt.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, I think I'm parked. Let's go on. Oh, no, I'm not.
Here we go, getting into position to take some close video.
So these are quite common.
They are very common in this area. Sure. Did we see a lot of these on the initial part of this dive? I don't remember that.
No.
Yes.
Right.
And I'll try to adjust you to one. Tilt down, Dan.
Holding.
There we go.
There's a lot of shimmering in the water.
Let's see what they are. There's a little bit of sort of schlieren in the water, sort of ripply stuff, because it's a little warm up here. We're at 375 meters below sea level.
You go all the way in on that?
These are tiny, tiny polyps.
Yep.
Just very little.
Scott, Diva, Chris, any idea what these are? Okay, Chris thinks maybe Narella musicae. Is that named after Katie Music?
Ha ha.
I bet it is.
Aha.
Yeah, video's happy whenever you are, pilot.
Watch lead, anything else on the coral here? I don't see anybody crawling on it.
No, that's good as long as video is fine with the shots they've gotten.
Great.
Roger. Pulling it.
Okay. Anything else in this scene?
Camera back to you.
We can keep on trucking up this
guys,
ridge here.
This coral is in the family
How's that move doing?
Still
Primnoides,
underway.
and it's a Narella. It's in the genus Narella, and I think
there
it's
might be a tiny
something
coral
close to or
Halfway
maybe
through the move, 15
Narella
meters left.
musicae.
that we haven't seen
And that's
before.
based on the fact that the branches are all coming out of sort of a calcified base.
Sorry.
It's not important. It's okay.
You don't see
You see
these
it- what
things
color
kind
is
of branching up like a
that
tree.
almost
They
looked
look
like a
more
grace berry,
bush-like,
but I couldn't see.
and that's kind of
It's
a
hard to see.
characteristic
Oh, and there's another
of
one lower
that
in the right
particular
screen.
species.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
So maybe I could put that in as a tentative ID, and that's certainly the first time we've seen that, perhaps on either leg, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Thank you, Chris.
Let me know what you need.
Tilt down a little bit.
Oh, there's a fuzzy stalked thing. What is that?
Looks like it might be
I
black
think I'm
coral.
stable, so now you can tilt up.
Ooh, precious coral.
It might be black coral on the
There we go. Okay,
at
tilt.
the 3 o'clock
Holding.
position. Yep,
Right-hand
and
side
then
of the screen.
Okay, so there's that,
down.
which looks like it might be a hydroid. Oh,
Oh, look.
is that pretty?
Okay, Chris, what is this thing?
Oh, that's
Okay, so the coral that you're looking at about 7 seconds ago, I guess, this is a Chrysogorgia, and it's
oh yeah,
a Chrysogorgia stellata,
right.
a bushy form. This is awfully shallow again for a Chrysogorgia, but that's a beautiful colony. And then I think to the right of it
Was
is
Okay,
black
Gerald.
coral, possibly in the genus Piranapathes, but I didn't get a really good look at it.
we
Yep.
will in a sec.
Yeah, we were
Okay,
hoping
just
to
tilt
go
up
get
a little bit,
a close-up of that as
Okay.
well, Chris. It's right at the top of the screen now. That's the one, pilot. Oh, thanks so
holding.
much. That's a great view if we can get a close-up at that.
I'm starting to look down at you now.
Okay.
So, Chris, are Chrysogorgids octocorals?
Yep.
Yes, they are, and they're in
Holding.
Tara?
the old Gorgonaceae, if you accept that division, which a lot of people don't
I
accept
probably
it
can't.
anymore, so Gorgonian.
That's okay.
Try.
And that's the columnar black coral. I do think that's Piranapathes. I don't know if Scott or Tina are still on.
How much left in the move now?
It says in the
Or,
chat
yeah,
log that
settle
Scott
pretty
isn't
done.
monitoring, but
Should be really close.
Wow.
they would agree that this
Yeah.
is
Okay.
in the genus Piranapathes.
Great.
And also, there are these little white things on the very small on the rocks in the background. And this is a very unusual stylastrid called Discophora. we did see this on leg one, and just got Steve Cairns at the Smithsonian extremely excited because the only place that these have been documented were in Hawaiian waters.
Let's push out ahead.
We saw some on leg one with Diva and Deb.
Watch lead, are we done here?
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Coming up?
So actually a bunch of kind of neat stuff here all of a sudden.
Yeah, indeed.
Maybe we'll see some other interesting things as we head up close.
These huge loose blocks of lava that we're traversing look just tremendous.
Ship is stopped. Things, Sirius looks to be settled out, so.
Okay, we could probably get the next move started.
Yep. Maybe wait until you get out ahead a bit more.
Okay.
190 seems like a pretty happy heading. High pack would suggest closer to 220.
Yeah.
As far as looking straight uphill.
I mean, we're cruising up the side of this.
Yeah.
It might curve further southwest up ahead.
Yeah.
I want to come back here with a dredge.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear.
No,
Oh dear, indeed.
no, for the rocks, for the rocks.
Oh dear.
With this one, you wouldn't have to leave it down on the seafloor for more than about 5 seconds to fill up the bag. Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. Cool shots.
Okay, we're coming to
Wow.
a local high here.
Another high.
Right, right.
Let's see what this means. One thing it means is the currents are going to go crazy again.
All along this ridge on the track line that we have for this dive, we have seen little local high after
it
little
looks like
local
it's,
high after little local
Pushing
high.
up that slope's pushing to starboard,
So
which is good.
why are these
Makes
these
sense.
rocks look like they're greenish?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What causes that?
I'm not sure, Shirley.
He's trying to hide from you.
People for eons, ever since the first geologists stepped out of the muck, have been trying to figure out
Charles, take a
what
quick
controls the color. Oh, there's a beautiful fish of the surface of the rocks.
Ah,
Hi, fish.
This fish is resting. He's not dead. He's just resting.
swimming. Beautiful.
Has whiskers. Let's
So
see
Levi,
if any of our fish
We're ready. I'm
people.
thinking we kind of kitty corner
Oh,
this slope. You can see the top of the ridge here.
Yeah, Chris
Chris
is
Kelly
calling it.
says this
Looking
is
at maybe
a
like 200
scorpionid
Happy
Scorpionid.
with
and a
compromise
Yep.
between the local slope and the
pontinus
overall plan.
species.
Think of 30-meter
I
hop.
presume that is because it is
Start
something
with-
that he has seen
start
in
with 20,
Hawaii.
just to get us on top of the ridge.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, I guess I got a sub for
Yeah.
Bruce, who isn't in the
So
isn't
Jeff,
monitoring
if you
the
wanna-
dive today.
Pretty
but,
Jarvey now.
This is a type of
Kinda push
scorpion
starboard.
fish,
Yes, sir.
and one of the
So,
Yeah,
characteristics,
we're ready for
the
another move.
diagnostic
20
characteristics
meters,
of it is that
bearing
it has
200, 0.2 knots.
I think they're called the lithium, the little projections coming off the top of the head that are unornamented. And I don't know if you noticed that they look like little antennae.
Yeah,
they
I
just
did
look
see
like
that.
Straight little projections, and that I think allows us to possibly go to the genus Pontinus.
Oh, that's great. That's the beauty of this high-def video that we have out here is that people like Chris,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
interrupted.
Can we
more
look at that
exciting stuff.
yellow sponge, please?
That is a sponge?
It
Now,
is.
hey, come on. This is exactly the same stuff that we saw in the cracks of those rocks
And
earlier
that's-
on,
and that was
it
a sponge.
sponge.
Right.
Okay.
That was a sponge.
Now it's
you go.
not the same as the yellow stuff.
No, it's similar. It's probably the same as what we
the
saw
white-
earlier
the
in the
white and
crevices.
pink?
No,
Oh,
the
it's a
white and
different
pink
one.
are
Okay.
corals. This
Okay.
is a sponge. So you can see the canals on the surface. Boy, the water is real shimmery.
It's just another demo sponge.
It is a demo sponge, and I'm trying to figure out, Chris, because it could be a sponge called Spongoceroides, but I think I don't think it is. I think it's actually a thinner incrustation and very similar to what we saw earlier in the crevice. And
Boy, it is
okay.
thin. Look how it just wraps around the surface of the scoria up in the upper left-hand corner.
Yep.
Yeah, so surely because we can sort of say, oh, it's just another rock and caddy, I can go, oh, it's just another demo sponge for
All right,
you.
Jeff, when you're ready, why don't you saddle along
Equal
the ridge
time,
starboard.
right, Chris?
Equal
Equal
time.
time.
And
Okay, thanks, pilot.
kind of did a kitty corner on the slope here.
Okay.
Hoping this move will get us right on top of the ridge.
I'm just sitting on my hands here going, don't ask for a
Your
rock
pilot, that
yet.
last move was,
There's probably going to be
200.
more of them up further. We want to try to make it
short
to
20-meter
the
move.
end
Stay on
point
top.
of this dive, and we have seen so
I
many
think I'm looking straight at the
weird,
ridge here,
wonderful,
Yeah,
and
so this
possibly
move
unique
will
features.
push
So
me right
Mary
on top of the
Jo
ridge,
and
and
Deb
then
have been
I'll turn to
talking
starboard again and go
in our
straight up.
chat room about these rocks and their green coloring, and Mary Jo thinks that it might be saponite, and she said that you find it in altered oceanic crust. She was thinking of a ocean drilling program site in the Pacific Plate, just outboard of the Mariana Island
bit
chain.
current.
So.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it rushing up the left side of the ridge.
Saponite
Across, and I just got
is a smectite group.
boosted up into there.
Oh, look at this.
Or water. Whatever.
Look at this ridge with a...
This ridge is
It's really
so
interesting.
narrow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at it in the manip cam. It's just stunning.
It's always amazing to me how you can get so much loose callus on such a steep, sharp ridge.
I agree with
Do
you,
you have
Chris.
any idea? I
You're
don't
looking
get it.
good.
Why don't all these rocks
You don't want to go too
fall
much
down
further
the
on your
slope?
tether. but
Okay.
Well, we
Yeah, why
need
don't you hang out here and
some
how's that
more
move?
earthquakes in this area. Actually, Chris, I think these are associated
almost
with
completely,
a
1
dike
meter
feature
left.
that's
Yeah,
radiating
let's,
out from the
keep it
volcano.
going, yeah.
You happy with 200?
So the feature
200.
as a whole,
Looks
if
pretty
that
good,
is the
yeah.
case, is pretty likely. I think that it is.
Bridge RV now.
That provides a
yeah, we're
stable
at 20 meters to the
substrate for
last
anything
move,
that
so
sits on top of
20
it. I mean, if this is
200 degrees.
material that was
0.2
blasted out
knots.
of the crater on the
ridge.
island when it erupted in sometime
Levi,
between
what
81
speed
and
do we need to
85
maintain
and
to
landed
get
on
to
this,
our waypoint?
there would have been a fairly sturdy feature sitting there.
Yeah, not
But
sure
the
we'll wanna
reason
move much more
why
than
there's
0.2 on this
so
anyway,
much of
but-
it still left over is
What
because
I'm wondering
I
is
would
if we just
guess
get moving and
that there hasn't been
continue to
a
move
whole lot of
rather than these jumps.
whole lot of shaking going on. Nope, not
until
too many
we see
earthquakes
please-
here.
please
Just
keep moving.
Stop the ship.
Then we stop ship.
Just under a tenth, but not.
Okay, so we've got time. If we would move along at 2/10, just a nice steady move.
Then, well, okay, as long as we're confident the ridge will maintain this direction. We can do 30-meter moves, if you want. I just have a feeling we'll need to adjust
Okay,
our bearing a bit. So,
all right. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think this is a good pace. This is yeah.
It just feels like we're jumping and then sitting and then jumping and sitting and jumping and sitting. And
okay.
we don't have, we're not running smoothly. And it would be nice if we could just run smoothly and only stop when we saw features.
Okay.
That,
I can get the ship going and I'll heading at 0.1 knots and then stop it too.
sure, let's do that sounds fine.
Want to try that?
Watch lead pilot.
Yep.
So what we're talking about doing is moving the ship at a steady move on the ship at a slower speed, and then keeping the ROV moving and stopping whenever you see something of interest. But otherwise, we're just going to keep steadily moving along at a slower pace.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Just need to let me know how far in advance you need me to tell you to please stop, because I know it'll takes a while to come to a stop.
It's a strange
If you
orange
see
thing.
something good in the screen, you just tell me and we'll try to get to it.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Thank
With this shallow, we should be able to stop.
Something potentially interesting on the right side of the screen. It's dark orange and looks perhaps soft. Coming close to the center.
Okay, got it. Just get over to it.
You guys want to move at 200 or closer to 210 or?
Yeah, it looks like it's.
What is that? Yeah, what is that orange
The
thing that's
orange
just
stuff
underneath
looks
your
like
lasers?
an octopus.
I don't know.
I don't know. I should never say that until we get zoomed in, because I'm always wrong.
No, you're not.
Okay, so I think I'm pretty stable there. I'll use zoom partial and all.
If that's an octopus, I'll be really excited. I'm getting more
Maintain
excited.
200 for now.
Okay, sounds good.
Nah, it's not. It's
All right,
not.
I'm getting over the top of you, Joe.
It's not.
Oh.
It is a wonderful creature with loose
Let's
little
wait on that move.
things sticking out of
What
the
the
top
heck?
of its surface.
I'll hold off on the move.
So in the prop wash,
Oh my gosh.
you know what? I have never seen anything like that in my life. What is that?
Okay, let's stop the
Got
ship.
two
Stop the ship.
Oh,
like a-
gee.
Easy stop.
This dive has been amazing.
So much for that plan.
Really driving now.
Holy smokes.
So
In fact, let's bring it back
Chris
Somebody
Moss,
here is saying, is this a
all in
starfish?
10 meters.
second. This is a starfish.
Yeah, can you
It's
bring
a
the ship to a nice
starfish.
easy stop? And then,
Trying to
yeah.
remember, it could be in the genus Coronaster, but if he's still watching,
Thinking like
he
5
should be
meters back or
calling in
something.
any
to
second.
10
Yeah, and he
meters
has a
back.
bit of a time delay as well, so
Yeah, we realize that
Yeah.
you folks on shore do have a time delay, and so if we ask you a question, we're gonna count to
Hey,
five.
Bridge,
it
Sorry,
does
man.
look like they're, the
yeah, we'd like
arms
to bring the ship actually
of
back
the sea
10
star
meters,
sticking out.
It's just
so that'd be,
amazing.
20 degrees, so 10 meters, 20 degrees, and then 0
How
decimal 3 knots.
common is this thing?
Not apparently
Yeah.
not very common.
Jeez. I can't believe how many weird,
I know,
wonderful
really.
things we've seen on
I
this
know.
cruise, surely.
Yeah.
I guess they saved all the good stuff for our leg.
Yep.
Okay, will you take my camera?
Got it.
Tilt down a little bit so I can see them.
Wow. Wow.
Hey,
Holding.
Chris Bott here. I can shed light on your mysterious orange object.
Yeah,
Ooh,
please do.
Scott, thank you.
I thought you left.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so this is a starfish.
Woo.
And can you tell us more?
A multi-armed starfish called Coronaster.
Mm.
And what you're seeing are all of the jumbles of arms just kind of folded up and back on itself. There's a disc
Holding.
right kind of in the middle, and then there are maybe about 7 to 11 arms that come off of it. And what you're seeing are all those, those puffy things?
Yes.
Those are spines that have kind of pom-poms or sort of a net, or they're like
Okay,
balls
tilt down just
that
a touch.
have little claws called
Not too much.
pedicularia.
Perfect.
The starfish itself, Coronaster, occurs all over the world in this depth range.
Oh, man.
This is very cool.
Eastern Pacific, in as shallow as maybe about, I think, 5 meters, but you can see it in usually between 100 and 500 meter depths. And there's a species that occurs in Hawaii, but there are maybe 2 or 3
ahead,
that
Rich.
occur all over the Indo-Pacific, as well as in the Atlantic. But it's generally considered predatory.
Let's just
we
stop
don't
it
see
here.
it
Let's just
Yeah.
stop it here.
frequently enough to know
You can go ahead and just stop
what
here,
it
it's fine.
does,
Thank you, Rich.
how it lives and such. So I don't know what it's doing now.
Yeah.
It's a pose or something. Or perhaps the stomach, which is on the underside, is feeding on some of this organic material on the rock. But if you look closely, so you can literally see each of the individual little claw-shaped. If you remember from your basic invertebrate zoology, the pedicellarian, little claw-shaped structures that they use to defend itself and interact with the outside world. But there are thousands of them, and they're wrapped around a white spine, and you're seeing those white spines all on the surface. And so that's what it is. It's a starfish, but you can barely recognize it because it's not it's not splayed out and star-shaped. But you can sort of see the tentacular arms. I mean, it looks kind of like an octopus. But it is, I assure you, and I have complete consent, this is Coronaster. This is a starfish.
Great. Thank you very much.
Oh, boy, that was a great explanation.
I have a wish list of these to see, and this is one of them.
Oh, good.
See another. Thank you.
Is this on is this on like the Big 5 or the Big 10 or what?
The bucket list.
So for those of you who are just... sorry.
I mean, there are pictures of all of them, but... Yeah, looking forward to... Chris Kelly has seen them, but I would like to see them in high def, and this is one of them. And I'm still looking forward to seeing... there are interesting... see, there's the tube feet right there. You can see see them right at the armpit. But this is one of those things that I've always wanted to see in the high def video. It's just lovely. I'm glad that I stayed up to watch.
I'm glad that you did too.
The more you watch it, the more starfish it will be.
Yeah.
You can. I think you can see the little tube feet.
Starfish here.
Yeah.
Are we looking at the little tube feet in the upper right-hand side? The very thin hair-like.
If you look, those two little white bits coming out, those are the tips of the leg, or the tips of the arm.
Right.
And that's where the terminal tube feet are emerging. For all I know, this is the way they live naturally all the time. They just sort of duck into crevices. And I mean, but I don't know. Other times they've been observed, they're splayed out. But usually when we collect them, they're really badly damaged, and we really don't get any indication of what they're like in situ. But what you're seeing, this is maybe how they live, and they defend themselves is they just hunker down, and they just stick out all of the defensive batteries so that nothing bothers them. It'd be interesting if that was the case. So a significant contribution to their ecology. So maybe we'll see more like this.
That's very, very cool. Thank you for that explanation, Chris. And for those of you who are just joining us, we are on the Okeanos Explorer, NOAA's exploration vessel, part of the program the Office of Ocean Exploration and Research. My name is Shirley Pomponi, and I'm the biology science lead. I'm a research professor at Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, Florida Atlantic University, and I am joined by
Patty Fryer, who is also the science lead for geology on the Okeanos Explorer, and I'm from the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
What direction should I go?
By the way, Chris Ma has studied an awful lot of dead
so I'm facing 210, which is roughly what high pack is.
He visits Europe, but he doesn't get to see him very often in situ like
toward
so
screen.
I think describing Chris as having a bucket list is not right. He has more like a barrel list.
Got it. Thanks, Chris.
How's the current here, Jeff?
You can see if I get up on the ridge, it'll be blowing really hard, but right down here it's not as bad, although I am getting pushed down right now. So I should move. It's significant.
Watch lead pilot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, so I know we had this plan to move along, and then we immediately deviated from the plan because we saw something cool. But I see we're underway already. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for getting us positioned so well for that beautiful video. stalked
Looking at
crinoid
220,
over
is that
there
what
on
you're
the
thinking,
left.
Jeff?
Hey, and there's another
That
little
would
red
feel really
thing.
good. Yep.
Is that another
220.
Let's do
starfish or is it a
220.
fish?
Let's do 30 meters.
Looks like it's a fish.
Or do you want to do 20?
It has eyes. It's a fish.
Is that fishing line on the tower? Can you do a quick zoom?
Yeah.
please?
There's also,
It sure is.
yeah. There's a big fish on the rock behind too.
And there's an anemone behind
Okay.
it.
Full
Right
white.
there. Yep.
And there is a black and white. Is there a fish on that rock on the left-hand side?
Yeah, we don't want to stop. We just want to get a quick look.
I agree. We just want to get a
Just a
quick
quick
look.
look.
But we do want to zoom. Oh, shucks. I'm bad. I'm a rock person. I shouldn't be asking to zoom on animals.
Especially if you want to see the rocks at 250 meters.
That's true. But I like everything.
Okay, pushing the head down.
So I'm facing 220. So let's just do a 20-meter hop, I guess, for now. And I guess now what we can do is,
Well,
know,
whatever that thing is, it's not moving away.
if you just want to keep a close eye, and when the ship moves are done, and just have another one
They'll
ready.
have the images of it. They can
We'll
always
just
go in
confirm the
and zoom
direction.
in on it, I think.
All right.
Oh, what is that? What is that line?
Line,
Hey,
I believe.
don't we want to go forward, Shirley?
Bridge,
You're as
RV.
bad as I am.
Line alert, line alert.
Yeah, ready for another ship move.
That is
20
interesting,
meters,
though.
220 degrees, 0.2
Yeah, so
knots.
this is fishing line, I think.
Yeah, I think it, there's the
Can you
end of
break
it. It's
the
got
serious
First
tar?
time we've
220
seen some
degrees.
type of fishing debris.
right. Yeah, there was a wuzzle of it at the
Tara, can you
at
brighten
the
up
end
Sirius?
upslope,
Give me a chance.
Of course.
Thanks.
and there is a little red thing up there.
It's either fishing line or an anchor line. I couldn't tell how thick it was.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
Just want to.
If it were an
Hang out about
anchor
here and we'll
line,
we'll
it
keep the ship
was
moving.
it had a wuzzle at the end of it. And this red thing, oh man,
But you'll
is
want
that a pizza
as you move,
fish?
you'll want to saddle toward
Oh,
the
yeah.
port side.
Yeah.
Oh, if
Oh,
that's a
actually,
pizza fish, we can't go until we look at it.
Ooh, yeah.
I
okay.
love the
Close to
pizza
it.
fish.
As we're
frogfish?
Yeah.
flying across it.
Do you have eyes, little thing?
Yep.
And it's got those little legs. Oh, this is a gorgeous guy. I love this fish.
Might
Oh,
fill a few
forget
toes
the
until
little
we get
red
moving.
fish on
Its
the left.
scientific name is Chaunex. Chaunex.
These guys have like actual little legs that they walk along the seafloor on.
Their fins are modified.
True.
They're modified for walking.
They are.
These fins are made for walking.
Gotta
Okay,
buy him a
Tara.
pair of boots. That was a
Oh,
fish.
Cool.
That's him.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't he cute?
Oh, well, I don't know about cute.
Well,
but
you know, I really like
interesting.
frogs, and so the uglier
okay.
the frog is,
Okay.
the more I am drawn
If
to
we
it.
kiss this, is it going to turn into a beautiful fish?
No, it's going to turn into a prince. But just look at it
Yeah,
standing there on
yeah.
the rocks. It just
Yeah.
looks so.
Yeah.
Hey, you and whose army is going to come over here at me? This guy's not afraid of nothing.
Yeah. So, Patty, you said you like frogs, so this is a frog fish. Pizza fish tend to be flatter.
Okay, yes, it is
Beautiful
not a pizza
color,
fish, but
beautiful color patterns. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
and it has a little lure right between its eyes. I presume that is to dangle in front of prospective prey.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
It's a
extend?
wonder it doesn't go cross-eyed, kind of looking at it.
I'm just fixated on it.
I think it needs a shave.
No, it's waiting for that beard and mustache contest that they're having on this ship in a couple
Are
of weeks.
they?
I've just noticed that a lot of the guys are not shaving.
I see. And that's not just for comfort and convenience?
I don't know. I think they want to compete. I think they want to win that contest. But yeah, it's probably a lot easier to not have to shave. Okay, video. As soon as you're happy with your images, let us know, and we can go wide
Try to make some more progress.
and beat feet.
Yeah, but I don't think the animals are going to let us get all the way to the end of this dive, Shirley. There are too many cool ones.
All right, we've got steady movement, Jeff, so you
Okay,
can
great.
keep.
Awesome. Look out, little fish.
Fishing line, fishing line.
How are we looking, Nev?
Are you documenting the fishing?
Fishing line, fishing line.
How are we looking, Nev?
Are you documenting the fishing line? You're so good.
Well, you know,
right,
I don't see a code for debris.
Let's get another one ready for when that one finishes up.
Well, just don't write Deb. Deb
No, I know.
might get embarrassed.
Let's see.
We love Deb.
Let's do like a 230.
Yep, detritus would be good.
20 meters, 230.
Detritus. Debris. How about DEB? Is there a
Sounds
Deb?
No, you can't do that because Deb Glixen will kill you. Detritus.
No.
DET. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dan, you can see the stuff blowing by.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
can
my
see it now.
lats. I've got my lats on almost 100%.
Okay. Well, I'll try to keep Sirius maybe saddled just on the east side of this.
Wow.
Sorry, on the west side of this
We are
ridge.
out of
We can
sponge
kinda hang
territory
out,
here.
Oh,
just
thank
below.
goodness.
I never
Sure,
thought
top
I'd hear
of the
you
ridge
say
anymore.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We're making
you know,
more
maybe
space
get shielded a
available
bit.
for
Yeah.
corals.
Also,
Oh,
if
okay.
I can turn into it a little bit, it'll be more.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to hang out just around here.
All right, looks like ship's in position. You want me to call it in?
Yep, call it in.
Bridge, RV nav.
This red rusty color that we see
Ready
is
for another
just
move.
so
20
common
meters,
on slightly
230
altered
degrees,
rocks
0.2 knots.
of a basalt composition on the flanks of seamounts. So rocks that have a lot of iron in them actually do produce kind of a rust-colored surface when they come in contact with seawater and just sit there for a long time, and the minerals in the
Flickering
rock
again.
change as
So that's the
water
analog
is
or the digital?
absorbed.
Analog flickering.
So the rock is hydrated
I
slightly
saw
on its
analog flickering
surface
and
and
digital was holding steady
forms
at the same
a layer
Confirm
of
it again, but I
clay
can't put that
No,
dam back up.
on the
fine.
surface.
Video has to.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Iron-rich clays
But
will
if
look
you're
a bit
absolutely
red.
certain, then we don't have to do it again. Just
So
Yeah.
we are
we
not
know
on
now
Mars,
it's got
although we
something
are
to do
roving
with
over the
analog
seafloor.
signal quality.
Yep.
So at the end of each day, we, Patty and I and Casey and Matt and Derek all work on a dive summary for the day. And part of what we have to do is select a couple of images. And so our videographers, Roland and Annie and Tara, make some selections of some amazing images, and I know today is going, and we usually have just two. It's going to be really, really tough to select the two. But fortunately, you'll be able to see all of them on the website.
Now this is another one of those crinoids with the appendages all the way up its stalk,
Yep.
just like the one we saw before.
Yep, stalked crinoid.
Ooh, it's an action.
Okay. Okay, that's good. We have, this is similar or the same as the one we videoed before. We can keep on moving, please.
For what? What direction, Dan?
Well, I'm moving 230. That'll just kind of leave
We're
me
at a
just on
depth
the
of about
side of the ridge.
343 meters now.
So you can saddle
We're
along.
about a meter off the seafloor.
Looks like we're coming to a local high here.
Really?
Watch lead nav.
Go ahead, watch lead.
Can you tell me how far along we are on the transect now? Our distance to the to waypoint 2, please.
488 meters from waypoint 2.
Roger that. Thank you.
Yep.
Ship underway.
Ship is underway.
Alrighty.
Maybe 3 hours.
How much left in the move now? Okay, you're at the
Ship
getting to the
should
end of each other here.
just about be in position here.
Let's keep it moving so that I have some tether to play with.
230.
Yeah.
Add 20 meters to 230.
Yep.
Okay. Bridge RV nav. Yeah, we're going to do the same ship move. 20 meters, 230 degrees, 0.2 knots. Thank you, Bridge.
Up at the top of the screen, what you're looking at is the edge of a cliff that drops off quite steeply toward the southeast.
Urgent question mark. While we're waiting for Sirius to catch up. Tara, Jim?
Okay. Zooming in now on an urchin.
This looks similar to one of the ones we saw before.
Yep. So we're taking advantage of the time that we're waiting now to reposition the ship.
Just to look around,
And then we
right?
can, get some good video.
Now, what is this filamentous material
Yeah,
just to the lower
good
right
question.
of the brittle star? It looks like the cone of a cone spider that you see in Australia, you know? And down at the base of the cone is the spider waiting to grab. I'm sure that's not what this guy is, but...
No, I'm not sure if it's...
But there are
It's
like
algae?
4 of them in the field of view. Let's
Yeah,
see
lots.
that they're all
Yeah.
kind of pointed in the same direction too. So as
Right.
if they're pointed in the direction
Catching up
of the
again?
predominant
moving.
current flow
We'll
in
wait
order to
for-
catch whatever goes
And,
swimming
and
by.
I don't know if it's algae or not. We're at 343 meters. Of course, we saw some filaments yesterday too that were algal.
Okay, yep, that's right.
Looks like I'm going to go down a little slope here. Doesn't look very steep.
Yeah, we've got some returns on sonar up ahead on Sirius, so
Okay, although the video
just
screen
pretty
is
flat,
showing
actually, for a while.
you know, a lot of blue water, the sonar image shows that up ahead of us there is another mound, so shortly we'll be seeing that and climbing up yet another one.
Yeah, and
very
you're
rough topography on the surface of this
Let's
ridge.
keep the move going again.
Yep.
Right.
I think it's still moving.
Okay.
This isn't
Yeah,
at
it should
all
be-
what we expected to see in
no,
terms of
no.
the bottom type
That
Okay.
sure
based on
is
the
true.
multi-beam data.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot more sediment.
Bridge RV nav.
Fine sediment here on the seafloor.
Yeah, you can go ahead and tack on 20 meters to that last move, bearing 230 degrees. Thank you, Bridge.
Coming down a bit.
If you guys are happy with this heading, I could slow the ship down to 1/10 of a knot.
Now we're seeing fewer
Let's just keep it-
rocks than we did
0.2,
before.
yeah.
Yeah. And don't let the ship stop. Just keep tacking on until we
Yeah, sounds
call
good.
for it to stop.
Will do.
This is serious.
Does kind of remind you of the Red Planet, huh?
It sure does. You're talking about the movie? Okay. My favorite movie about Mars now is The
Martian. I know. That was pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Maybe Matt Damon is watching this.
You think?
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
What is that pinkish stuff over by that?
I was wondering what that is, too. I'm trying to keep my mouth shut because,
Don't.
you know, we got to move. But, oh, I love looking at this stuff.
Maybe just a quick look at what that reddish-orange object is. Yeah.
I think it has an eye. I think it's a frogfish.
Could very well be.
I think it is. I think. I love these guys. I want to see it move.
I don't know.
It really walks.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Oh, come on. There has to be one.
No.
No?
Like that scorpion. Oh.
See?
Is that like the scorpainid that we saw earlier?
Wow, that fish is decorative.
It's amazing.
Yep. It is. Beautiful. Very cool. Oh, too bad Bruce isn't online today.
Look at his little clenched fingers.
It's like this.
Do these guys change color? I know sort of to blend in with their environment. Some of them do, right?
Yeah, I think the frogfish are like that. I don't think so. Chris says that this is a different species of scorpainid, and he has never seen one like it. So
Wow.
glad that you're getting good video of this.
We're never going to get to the top of this mountain.
No,
this
that's okay.
place is Eden for weird creatures.
You got a little bit of time.
Totally new and different.
It's relatively flat here, so.
All right.
Ship's about 6
That
meters
is-
away from finishing the move.
Okay.
Tack another 20 on.
Copy that. Bridge, are we now?
Let's frame the tower. And then, get
Okay,
ready.
so I'm going to remember that when you tell us to get moving.
At a bearing
Yep.
230. Thank you, Bridge.
Roland saying that this dive is like life. It's not the destination. It is the journey.
Well, then let's
All right.
Let's
Journey
let's
on.
Journey on.
Thank you, pilot.
Perfect
Move on
timing,
down
Jeff.
the road.
Moving on down the road. Weird things happen when people sit in a single position for a very long time. It is called...
It's time for us to stand up. I think it's time for us to stand up.
Okay, seventh inning stretch.
Right.
Eighth inning stretch. Oh, stretch arms out. Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck. Down. Up. Cheerleader moves.
We're on camera, you know.
Oops, forgot about that. No, I
Next thing you
didn't.
know, we'll be on Facebook. God help us.
Are you pointed in
I
the
must
direction
admit,
of
I
the-
am
Yes.
literally sitting on the edge
I know.
of my chair for this entire dive.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. Holy smokes.
What was Chris's favorite term? Holy guacamole.
Holy guacamole. I like holy schlemolians
Oh,
better.
I was afraid you were gonna say
Roger
something else.
Rabbit.
What are those things standing?
What is all that frilly stuff over on the left?
I was afraid somebody.
The sort of gray stuff.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Oh.
We cannot
Oh, no,
stand
we
it.
have to look
We
at
gotta
that.
look.
Oh, no, we have to look at that.
We do indeed. Wow.
Well, might want to bring the ship to an easy stop if we
sorry.
want to spend time here.
Let's
Yeah,
take a
sorry,
look at
pilot.
them
We're
and
going to
see
take a
how
look
they-
at these.
Okay.
Okay, Tara.
Do a quick snap.
Yeah, go for it.
They gotta be corals. They gotta be corals.
Can we take the camera?
See if
I think
can
that's
figure
that.
Right?
Isn't that like the coral
well,
that
sorry.
we zoomed in on
There you go.
quite a while ago?
I don't know.
And there's a fish.
Couple different things there.
There's a little red fish hiding in a hole just beyond the coral. And there's some weird green thing on a rock.
Watch it. I'm going to have to pick up and go.
Oh, these are so delicate.
Can we just pan left and try and get an image of the bigger fan on the left? Run out of time. Okay. Or
we may see more.
Yeah, we may see more. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Ship has about 7 meters left in this move, so I can tack more on, or I can wait, hold off for a minute.
I like to keep them moving because it takes so long to change that.
Yeah, that's fine. We can keep moving as far as I'm concerned.
230 still.
Okay, I'll tack
okay.
20 on.
Yep.
Bridge RV nav. Can we tack an additional 20 meters onto that last move at a bearing of 230 degrees?
Chris, I noted that you put in the Chris Kelly that you put in the chat log that that was a hydrodendron. So is that both the larger kind of grayish fans as well as the smaller ones, and interspersed among them?
Is this a solitary?
Yes. So hydrodendron looks superficially like a coral, but if you look very closely at the base, and I was trying to see the bases there and finally got a shot at one of them, they have a gelatinous sort of runner, almost like a stolon, and then you have these branches that are coming out laterally from that gelatinous base. And and also it has very, very small polyps and small fine branches. So it's either hydrodendron or there's another related family, Cylinderiidae, Cylindaria is genus in there. It could be something like that.
Holding here.
Another cup coral. Beautiful.
This is a coral?
Wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, looks like it.
Not an anemone?
ACN. No? So, no. Asako and Chris are both calling it an anemone.
Yay, I'm in.
Yep, you do.
Good.
That was a fluke, folks.
Not much time here, Jeff.
Total guess. This material that we're going through is still scoriaceous, but some of the pieces are sort of elongate with ends that curl a little bit. These look like volcanic bombs that got spewed out of the volcano and landed in the water. And I'm just having a little conversation with Mary Jo here, wondering whether she would like a rock. I'm not sure that we can stop the ROV at this point.
I don't think she wants one right now.
Okay.
She does not?
Does not.
Does not. Okay, thanks.
This is just a little mound here.
Pilot, thank you. I just asked her if she'd like us to try to get one the next time we are stopped. Okay. So we'll see what she says.
Sure. And we can pick out a feature and specifically go for it also.
It does look like they'd be pretty easy to pick up. They're also loose.
So the next, Watch lead pilot?
Yes.
Okay, so the next time we stop, if we can pick up one of those rocks, that would be good.
Ship is almost in position.
Yeah, it's
3 meters out.
Keep it moving then.
Let's
adjust a bit.
Yeah, what heading are you thinking? What bearing?
Like 220.
220?
Yep.
20 meters?
Yep.
Okay. Bridge RV now. Ready for another ship move. 20 meters, bearing 220 degrees, 0.2 knots. Good copy, Bridge. A lot of twos.
What if we use up all our twos? Have we thought about what we're going to do?
It would go down to ones.
Okay.
So all of the material that we're looking at here, you folks at home, this is all volcanic clastic material. In other words, pieces of lava that are thrown out of violent eruptions from the volcano. We are diving on the flank of Pagan Island.
Thank you, Bridge.
Which erupted in 1981 with a really big eruption and then continued erupting smaller eruptions, but also quite forceful through 1985. So one of our shore-based geologists is very interested in the composition of lavas from the Mariana Island Arc volcanoes and would like us to collect a sample here somewhere. So as soon as...
The next time we stop.
Yeah, as soon as the ROV and its vehicle Sirius, which is above it, are in position for us to be able to land comfortably, that will happen. We will pick up a rock.
We are at 335 meters.
The pilots are making good time. We got 400 meters to waypoint 2. We have 2 hours and 42 minutes left in the dive, which gives us about 0.08.
Okay.
How much time do we have left? How much time do we have left in the dive?
2 hours and 40 minutes of bottom time.
That's good. I didn't hear the 2 hours. I thought you said 40 minutes. I was freaking out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God, we better hurry.
I'm going to ask Mary Jo, who's been working in the Marianas for a while, if she'd like to tell us a little bit about the composition of the magmas and why she's interested in getting to know more about these. Mary Jo, are you able to call in and tell folks about this?
She's got about 10 meters left of ship move left.
Okay, we're going to let this one expire.
Yeah.
Okay, not hearing much from Mary Jo.
She might be trying to dial in. It takes
here
a little
she
bit
is.
of
She says
while.
she will call in. She says,
Give me 1 minute. Yeah, it does take it. Having done this on leg one, I know that once you get off the phone, it's like, oh gosh, where's that number? Let me type in the password. And
right. And pilot, when we are ready to search around for a rock, Mary Jo would like a red one rather than a black one.
Okay. Red rock.
Red rock. Red rum.
I see some candidates.
I see a lot of candidates.
Right.
I can guarantee you they're going to be easier than that anemone.
Actually, Jeff.
Yes, Dan. Okay, watch lead, if you are in contact with Mary Jo, maybe you can ask her any particular rock.
I will ask her. She's launching Skype. Oh my goodness.
I don't think it's any particular one.
Just a red one.
Just a red one. Just a red one.
Just a plain old red rock.
Just a plain old red rock.
What you might be careful of, though, is scoria is quite friable, quite delicate, and it might just crush. So use your... yes, I see him waving his arms in the air, stretching, getting them ready.
He's getting his connecting.
Fingers.
He's getting his collecting fingers ready. They look like little
looks like ship
pincers.
is in position, holding still.
So for
Yeah,
folks,
she says. Yeah, Mary Jo says
Backing out.
any of these
Yep.
rocks are fine. Just a decent size.
Okay.
Okay.
you know
I
what
see
that
one-
means.
I see one lower left there that is red.
Yeah,
Has
I
some
see
white
that.
And it's
spots on
big.
it.
Yeah, that.
It's big-ish.
Okay. So.
I got you, Mary Jo. I understand exactly why you want a big one. But you realize I have to carry that back upstairs in a bucket full of water. That's okay. I will do it. Anything for a rock.
Okay, watch the pilot. We're just getting Sirius lined up here. The ship was still moving when I settled down, so Sirius got dragged. Slightly
No problem.
Information, so we're just going to turn Sirius until we can see D2.
Great. Yeah, okay, that's perfect.
And then once that's set, we'll get hydraulics pulled up.
Mm-hmm. Dorbeck, I spelled his name wrong.
No.
Hi, this is Mary Jo calling in. Can you hear me okay?
I can, Mary Jo. Thank you very much for calling in. Can you tell all of us what's so exciting about these red rocks and what you plan to...
pilot, the hydraulics are ramped up.
Sure, yeah, thanks for stopping to take a sample. Before I let you know what I'm so interested in. I've been looking at the Mariana arc lavas from a lot of the Central Island province, so including Pagan Volcano, and I'm interested in particular about these types of volcanoes.
Okay, thanks. Then take my
portion of oxidized and reduced iron that are present in these. And there's a sort of a fundamental observation about lava chemistries on our planet, and that's that subduction zone volcanoes like the Mariana Islands that we're diving on in the coming weeks. These arc lavas have more oxidized iron in them than the lavas that make up the vast majority of the ocean floor for mid-ocean ridge volcanism. And I'm trying to understand why that is. This is an observation that we've known about for many, many decades. But it's still a little bit of a mystery to us how all of that iron gets oxidized to make the kinds of very red rocks that we're looking at right now. One explanation is like Patty had explained earlier, where the rocks are erupted and they interact with the very high oxygen concentrations that we have at the surface of our Earth. So that we have O2 oxygen in our atmosphere, they can interact with the iron and oxidize it. But there's also another possibility that maybe the deep interior of the Earth underneath of these volcanoes has more oxygen in it because the subducting Pacific plate is carrying oxidized surface materials back to the inside of the Earth. So we're trying to test between these two hypotheses, and seeing these very oxidized rocks makes me wonder what we can learn about the volcanic process, what happened when it erupted, and how did that contribute to the oxidized iron? See if we can tease that apart from what might be happening very deep inside of the Earth.
Boy, when you look at that screen over the co-pilot screen, it really makes it look like it's the surface of Mars, doesn't it? I mean, honestly, really red.
Tara, can we zoom in on this a little bit? Is this...
Main HD?
Yeah. Watch lead, is this rock okay, or do you need something?
We good with that rock?
Yep, we are good with that rock.
That's all right.
And once it is actually in the basket, we can consider it collected, but not until.
Okay, but that's big enough.
Rocks can be slippery, believe it or not. Yeah, you're right about looking at the what would be, for folks who are watching at home, the Sirius view.
Okay, full wide, please.
Shows where we picked this sample up.
I just want to check one more time. That's
Guam time, 2:47.
That's fine.
Okay, great. Let me get this.
Difference between here and on Mars would be all of those rocks would have been